Ho, ho, ho. It's the Body Slams and Dropkicks holiday month. Ho! I'm Santa Claus, and if you say any different, you're going on my naughty list with nothing but coal and Scott Eastwood for all eternity. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the greatest podcast ever. The Final Cut presents the Director's Cut Podcast. With me, of course, are the people who make my belly shake like a bowl full of jelly. Michael Fraser.
Thank you for coming in, Santa. We have quite the Crumble My Biscuits guest today, who's, you've heard on this podcast, has probably been on the naughty list more times than anyone.
Oh my goodness! You actually brought that ruffian in?
Yep.
Oh my good, oh no. Okay, let me see if I have the intro he has prepared for me. Oh, here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, and non-denominational Christmas please welcome to Final Cut Presents the Director's Cut Podcast, the true visionary, the greatest mind ever in the history of movies, not to mention the person who believes that Freddy Alvarez should be your new Christmas elf because he's so much better than Campbell the Bruce Campbell elf that you had one year because you were drinking eggnog way too much and got really drunk, and then all of a sudden you went to Bruce Campbell. That was personal! Dean Connolly!
That is my name, do not wear it out.
And of course, we have the worst person ever, Mr. Nathan Tasker! Hello. I have no creative intro this week. I'm completely spent. My powers are gone. This is it. But I will tell you, for every actor, actress, director, anyone who has ever dealt with Mr. Dean here, we have a special treat for all of you. So if you are lucky enough to be listening to this podcast, this one goes out to you. We've got a very special Christmas present for you today. I can't wait to get to it.
I pray to God that none of the people I've previously interviewed are on this, because I would not remember any of them.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
My God, I am dying, both personally and professionally. Inside.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, bitch! Ho, ho, ho!
Can I do the news first before Mark?
Go ahead, man. Your show.
All right, then. This week, just gone, we actually had the first trailer for the TV reboot of Jack Reacher, starring Alan Richardson, who, unfortunately, and as far as England goes, will be demised on the 8th of December. Hint, hint, he leaves Titans to do this. I have seen the trailer. It does look quite good. Obviously, Alan is not Tom Cruise-esque, but I still think it's worth a watch. It's actually, if nobody knows who Jack Reacher is, he's actually the hero of a series of novels based on books by a guy named Lee Child. And the premiere date is Friday, February 4th, 2022. So Amazon has not decided to go with the Disney Plus route of doing everything on a Wednesday, unfortunately. The first season of Reacher is actually based on Child's Killing Floor novel, where basically he returns to normal civilian life. He was a military police investigator during his tour of the country. Reacher got himself framed, unfortunately, and he must work to clear his name while at the same time uncovering a secret conspiracy. The first season is actually being written by Emmy-nominated writer Nick Santora, who, if anyone has seen Scorpion or Prison Break, they know that he will actually do some good stuff with it. And he's also executive producer and the showrunner for it. Looking through the cast list, the only ones that I really know and ones that Fraser will know, is Christian Crook. I think I butchered her name, but she was Lana Lang in Smallville.
Kristen Crook, yep.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Goose McGill, who has been in just about everything. Just trying to think if there's anyone else I recognise from this list, but I don't think there is actually. I will say one thing though. The reason why they've cast him is because Jack Reacher is supposed to be like he's supposed to be like a physical monster. So the character's supposed to stand 6'5" tall and weigh 240, which Alan Richardson actually looks like, rather than Tom Cruise, who is 5'7" and probably weighs about half of that. So with that being said, I have actually seen the trailer. I'm not sure if you two have. It does look good, but the bigger question will be, can our dear friend Hawk move up to star of the show from his ensemble role that he did in Titans?
So first of all, I just want to say something. Just the way that your mic cut out, it sounded like the very first time you were mentioning about this trailer, you said Alan Rickman, and
Alan Rickman.
I somehow I got my hopes up, even though I know Alan Rickman is no longer with us. May he bless his soul. Yep. But can you imagine Alan Rickman in that role? I think
he'd actually be quite good. Actually,
he would be. But see, now here's my problem. I haven't seen the trailer. I'm going to be honest with you. But now, because my mind wants to see Alan Rickman versus Alan Richardson.
Alan Richardson.
Okay. Because I want to see Alan Rickman over Alan Richardson. It's going to sour a movie for me. However, thinking objectively here, you can have a person as a member of an ensemble cast who was a star or can ascend to being a star. You absolutely can. So I don't see a reason why this wouldn't be a success. I know that you're going to hate me for bringing this up, Dean, but think about Mamma Mia and the ensemble star cast that it had.
You know, I actually like Mamma Mia.
Really? That is fantastic to know. Great to know on this holiday season. But that being said, like, all of them were previously or have since headlined their own movie, like all of your main guys. And they're all wonderful for it.
So come on in, Fraser.
Well, wasn't Jack Reacher also like a couple of films that, like, the one starred Chris Pine, the other one starred like Tom Cruise back in the day?
Tom Cruise did both. Chris Pine, I think you'll find, was Jack Ryan, which got rebooted into a TV series for 2 seasons at the minute, starring John Krasinski. But near enough.
Honestly, we kind of get a lot of those same movies a lot. Like, we've seen like Liam Neeson do like the same movies like multiple times, just with like different names. It could be interesting though. It depends their approach on it. So,
I think it'll be quite good. It looks quite good. I don't know it. Well, Nathan's not seen it. I'm just going to assume that you haven't either. But honestly, judging, I haven't really seen much of what out next year aside from the MCU stuff. But I can't wait to see when it comes out and see what it's like. To be fair, it can't be any worse than Jack Ryan, because I have seen the first season. I kind of haven't seen the second season, but if there's anything that can make me sort of go, right, it's out brand new, I am going to watch this, I'm not going to watch anything else in my list until I've watched it, then I would consider that a series worth watching. Because honestly, my list on Netflix, on my list on Amazon Prime, my list on Disney Plus is just so massive. It's beyond a joke. And the Peacock list as well, which is now on Sky, which is also a joke. Are we getting the clue? Are we getting the point, gentlemen, that streaming services are a bit of a joke?
Well, I've been using Tubi, and they've had some good selections for some shows and movies and animes and stuff.
Mate, I'm dreading when HBO Max comes over here, and I've just got like bucket loads of Batman to choose from.
And then you can check out Paramount Plus because South Park and
Hey,
they have their exclusive.
I just got that
it.
actually for the South Park post-COVID special. They do a huge time loop, or they do a huge time jump, and I'm not going to give anything away. What I will say is watch South Park post-COVID special, especially if you've enjoyed the past two specials they did on Comedy Central. It all sort of flows together. Also, the idea of, and this is the one spoiler I'm going to give, the idea of Cartman as a rabbi is too
Laughable.
hilarious. It's too hilarious to not take a watch at. Please, if you haven't already, watch the South Park post-COVID special, preferably on Paramount Plus. But streaming services, I see your point a little bit. It is a bit of a joke. We've never had this much selection of content before in the history of our lives. Before
you get to everything else.
And I can just imagine when HBO Max comes over there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to Final Cut Presents the Director's Cut Podcast. I am currently on the new Batman Adventures, Joker's Millions. He's currently auditioning Harley Quinns. And
the first thing I would say is, why is Nathan Tasker not in that audition?
Because, doll, I couldn't do this voice when it was first being animated.
I think you were old enough to do it then, were you?
No, not at all. I was like 7 when that episode came out. So yeah, no, there would be no way in hell.
And that was only about what? When did it come out? Was it 94?
It was like the new Batman Adventure. Hang on, I'll look it up. I will look it up. But
so I'm going to move it away from HBO and DC to. I'm actually going to move it to Marvel. This was actually this was actually near enough last month that this was announced, and we never really got around to saying anything about it, but we will say it now. We're getting a follow-up to X-Men the Animated Series, as in the 90s X-Men animated series.
Yes.
When I saw that, my heart just exploded in joy and love, and just pure love for all of Disney+. I actually have a tweet here. Apparently, all the old names are coming back. All the old voices are coming back.
Oh.
And by the way, Patrick Dempsey's name's in this tweet as well.
Really?
Yeah. It says, replying to at Disney Plus, at Patrick Dempsey and 10 others. So I didn't actually see that in the original tweet, but I've just literally looked at it going over before we started. And Patrick Dempsey's name is actually on this tweet. So I don't know if he's just literally showing his enthusiasm or he's actually part of it. But either way, it'll be interesting. It says Marvel Studios X-Men 97, an animated original series, coming in 2023 to Disney Plus, and this was announced on Disney Plus Day. In fact, I've just really seen this as well. The 97 animated series, the 92 to 97 series, was even credited with setting the wheels in motion for 20th Century Fox's live-action X-Men film franchise. So that's actually quite interesting.
It was January 31st, 1993.
Jesus. I would have been about
Harley's episode.
I'd have been barely 10 years old.
I was talking about Joker's Millions, the one where he inherits a crap ton of money. So instead of bailing Harley out of prison, he goes and auditions a new one. And there's this huge list of applicants that he takes out. Like there's this old woman who's like, ugh, too old. And there's this one, they made him up to look sort of like Paul Dini, and he was like, no. And Joker's Millions came out in 1998. But if you're talking about Harley's first episode, I mean, dude, I was 2 when that came out.
You really think I could do this at the age of 2?
Possibly.
But
getting back to X-Men.
Yeah, getting back to
it's exciting times.
There's nothing else I can really say, but oh yes. You know, we joked about Marvel animation last week actually, and then Marvel goes and is like, all right, we see you. Here's the brand spanking new X-Men, you know. Oh, by the way, it's going to be very, very similar to the one thing that, you know, Marvel animation did well.
Everything in the 90s, Marvel did well. Even when they were facing bankruptcy, they still made killer TV.
Yep.
Aside from turn of the century, in which case everything just went tits up the longer the century went on. I have some more Marvel news, but this is MCU news. Kobe Smulders, who plays Maria Hill in the MCU, is actually coming back for Secret Invasion. About bloody time. We don't really see her that often. So, as always with Disney, with Marvel Cinematic Universe, plot details for Secret Invasion are under wraps. However, we can actually give you a preview of it because our dear Mr. Fraser is a comic book encyclopedia. So, Mr. Fraser, Secret Invasion. Briefly, and I use this term loosely, briefly inform everyone what Secret Invasion is about.
Basically, Secret Invasion is when the entire superhero community gets infiltrated by the Skrull race, and it became very much like you couldn't trust who was who during all of that. So it was very for a lot of the continuity, you find out when certain things happen to certain heroes that they weren't actually themselves, like stuff with Hawkeye, Mockingbird. It pretty much turned the entire hero community on its head. By not giving too much away, that's basically what I can tell you.
That's basically all everyone needs. Plot details, as usual, are still under wraps, but we do know that Ben Mendelsohn from Captain Marvel will actually return as Talos. It has also been confirmed that the show will focus on an infiltration of Skrulls on Earth. So, to reiterate what Mr. Fraser said, there you go. Kingsley Benadir, who stars in One Night in Miami, will play the lead villain. We don't know who it is. But Dorwick, the Seventh Empire of Skrull Empire, possibly is a strong possibility. The cast is also including Olivia Colman and Emilia Clarke, two English darlings. One's played the Queen, one has actually played the Mother of All Dragons. So I'm not quite sure who they'll play, but I'll tell you one thing: it's going to be a fucking good series. One more thing, just to reiterate that. It's actually been written by Kyle Bradstreet, who is actually done some writing on Mr. Robot, the Amazon series with Rami Malek. And that's actually, I believe that's either an Emmy or an Academy Award winning show. So it's not as if he hasn't pulled his punches elsewhere. So the question is, there's no release date on it, so we don't know when it's coming out. But gentlemen, we have a Queen and we have a Mother. What more could we ask for in a Marvel series?
It's true.
What more could we ask for? That's Call of Duty. I actually do have something else. What's this one? Oh yeah, staying on the MCU. Jim Carrey could actually be MCU bound. I did hear two reports of him MCU bound. One was actually as the star of basically voicing MODOK.
I can believe that. That'd be good.
Actually, to say, appearing in multiple MCU projects as the villain MODOK. One would assume that character could be making his first appearance in the upcoming Captain America 4, headlined by Sam Wilson. Carey could also appear as early as next year in She-Hulk. Other source claims that the villain will also be featured in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Hopefully he'll do a better job than the Riddler.
Okay. Though about that, I put a lot of that on Tommy Lee Jones. I know I'm gonna get hate for that, but Tommy Lee Jones hated working with Jim Carrey.
He did actually. It is very well known.
So So Jim Carrey, it's also very well known that Jim Carrey played up a crap ton of stuff just to annoy the hell out of Tommy Lee Jones.
The thing is with Tommy Lee Jones, he was a great actor, but he had no time for shitheads, which is probably what he thought of being nice. That's probably what he thought of Jim Carrey. That's probably why he didn't get on with him.
Yep.
But either way, Jim Carrey is absolutely brilliant. He's still going. I don't even know where Tommy Lee Jones is nowadays. I think he's permanently retired, like Gene Hackman.
His last movie was The Comeback Trail in 2020. He's still doing stuff.
Just don't really hear from him anymore.
No, the last time you really heard from him was Horseman.
Oh God.
So
anything else to add to that, gentleman? I thought you'd be super excited, Fraser.
Oh, I am hyped that Jim Carrey's gonna be doing more stuff because he basically disappeared for a while after pretty much Kick-Ass 2.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, something that's really going to get you excited now. Amy Pascal, who is Sony is the producer on the Sony side of Spider-Man, has revealed Sony and Marvel Studios has planned to continue Tom Holland's journey as Peter Parker after Spider-Man No Way Home. I actually have, if I can get down to it long enough, her comments are, and I quote, "This is not the last movie, as in Far From Home, that we are going to make with Marvel. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to do on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies." Now, given what's happened in the last couple of years, if she says that, then it might very well be 4, 5, and 6. However, don't be surprised if the two can't get along, because let's face it, it's happened once, it will more than likely happen again. As always. So, Fraser, you're probably even more happy than we are.
Oh, I am. I love the Spider-Man movies. I think it's dumb that they announced they were doing more. They should have just waited until No Way Home came out.
Yeah, that would have been. Then again, if anybody can ever go and see a ticket, because scalpers have been trying to buy them up like mad.
Oh, I heard they're selling for like thousands of dollars. They're doing the same thing with Tim Hortons. What is it, Tim Biebs things? Or people are trying to sell those for like thousands of dollars now.
Yeah, but all scalpers try it. They do. They generally do try it.
So you know what they should just really do? If they see them online, the theaters really should just make those tickets all void when scalpers are doing stuff.
How do you know that they're going to scalpers, though?
No, I mean, like, you know when you look up online and they have, like, the ticket images listed and stuff? Like, if they did that, I could see them avoiding it.
I can believe that, but why... I don't know why you go through the effort if you're the... Like, I know why from an ethical stance, but I don't know why from a financial stance you go and do that if you're the theater. Because
no offense, but it's not as if you buy in, say, one of like 3,000 tickets for, say, a Coldplay gig. You're basically forking out however much it is you're forking out for however many amount of tickets for, say, opening night, when all you need to do is just wait for the first weekend to fly by and then go afterwards.
Yep. Also, if you're dumb enough to pay $1,000 for a ticket, then like it's your own fault. But I would never pay that much to go see a movie.
I'll have you know, I would definitely pay that much to go see a movie about Spider-Man.
J. Jonah Jameson, who would literally give his own heart and soul for that.
For a picture of Spider-Man. And I've had no fat vanilla latte. You want to hear, folks? I, J. Jonah Jameson, will give my heart and soul if you can give me a picture of Spider-Man.
Well, then don't have to wait that long. It's less than 2 weeks before it comes out.
2 weeks? I can't wait 2 weeks. I got a paper to sell tomorrow. Okay, Parker, get over here. Can you Photoshop a picture of me? Parker, nice to see you. Finally here. Jeez. Been forever. Okay. You know that show, Finalcut Presents, the Director's Cut Podcast. Starring me, J. Jonah Jameson. Well, can you Photoshop a picture of me, J. Jonah Jameson, on top of Spider-Man? And we'll run a headline. Say, Spider-Man's secret identity revealed. Handsome, charming, voluptuous J. Jonah Jameson is Spider-Man.
We've run that same ad 6 weeks. You maybe listen to the podcast all the time, the break room. You have it playing in every single room. We've had to take the candid photos of you in a silk robe and a Spider-Man costume. I'm so confused to this day about the whole silk robe thing, but...
Flip, bitches! Silk is very sexy and slimming, and most importantly, Parker, it's comfortable. You ever been in a costume where it's not comfortable? Like that spandex hugging your crotch? It's awful, Parker.
I wouldn't know.
Well, wouldn't you, Parker? I saw what you wore last Halloween.
We don't talk about the Daily Bugle Halloween party.
Oh my God! He's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have you know that Parker was a Power Ranger last year for the Daily Bugle Halloween. It wasn't even one of the good ones. He was the pink one.
Which pink one?
Oh, for the love of God, it was the pink out of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Not the one who left because of cancer. The other one that came in. What was her name? Corone. I don't even know how we knew that, but he was definitely the pink Power Ranger for Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
You could have chosen.
I tied my costume, okay?
He tie-dyed his costume, ladies and gentlemen. Sure he did. That costume would have fit so snugly if you didn't tie-dye it. Sure, we believe that, Parker. I also saw a $427 deposit down for Costumes R Us from you.
JJ, you do actually know that he's committed the cardinal sin of pink Power Rangers. Everybody knows if you're going to dress up as a pink Power Ranger, you dress up as Kimberly.
Well, of course I knew that. I was getting to that. Thank you so much. He's right, Parker. Why didn't you dress up as Kimberly? She was the most beautiful, most attractive, and most cutting Power Ranger of all time if you're a Pink Ranger fan.
Oh, she was.
She was.
I was a big Amy Jo Johnson fan.
See, him in the United Kingdom was a huge Amy Jo Johnson fan, Parker.
Still am.
Oh my God! Where'd he go?
Is it a bird? Was it a plane? Oh no, it's Parker.
Sometimes I think about firing that man.
Sometimes I wish you would, JJ. JJ, can I move it on now, please?
Well, sure, for goodness sake. Why did you just stop?
Well, I had to check with you, make sure that you were ready to
It's fine.
All right, we'll move on then. Zack-Snyder's Army of the Dead came out this year in May, and absolutely brilliant movie. Dave Bautista is, as usual, showing off his acting chops, which are significantly better than John Cena and definitely better than Dwayne. I don't even care if that's an unpopular opinion or not. The fact is, the other two just played them two. He plays other people besides himself. We actually have had we've had a prequel, which was called Army of Thieves. We have actually got a sequel coming out, which is going by working title Planet of the Dead. And now there is an animated companion series called Army of the Dead Las Vegas. It's scheduled for an early release next year. And it's actually the animated origin story of Dave Bautista's character Scott and his rescue crew during the initial fall of Vegas. So basically what it is, it will be it's an origin story at what happens at the very beginning of a movie. It will basically be, what happens at that point. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing who it is.
Isn't there a prequel too?
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, there was it's called Army of Thieves. I can't remember. It's been that long since I've seen Army of the Dead. I can't remember who it is. I tell you what does make me what is interesting about this Army of the Dead Las Vegas. Who's actually joining everyone in it, and it's being joined by Joe Manganiello, who Fraser knows very well.
You.
Yep, Vanessa Hudgens, who I know very well. Harry Lennox, who we all know very well from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Christian Slater, who my sister knows very well. And Jenna Malone, who I know from far right-hand side of my Sucker Punch poster. So yes, I do know everyone on this for a change. That's it really for that. No idea when it's coming out next year, but I am actually genuinely looking forward because I do love a good bit of animation. I have actually kind of really, really got into my anime as of late. as of late, so I generally can't wait to see what they've done with it. No word if Zack-Snyder's actually directing this, but I bloody hope he is. Oh, by the way, my New Year's list will start with I need to watch Army of Thieves, because I haven't watched it yet. See what I mean about everything being ridiculous? There's just too much choice.
You know, in order to binge everything, man, you're gonna have to take like 7-8 months off just to get yourself caught up.
I know it is just so ridiculous. Let me just. I think it might be that might. Oh yeah, there's 2 bits of news. Keanu. I'm going to bring up Keanu Reeves as well. But God, that is Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves was actually asked about his role in Dracula. If nobody has seen Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, which is the 92 version with Gary Oldman, Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder's characters actually tie a knot in a religious ceremony. This has actually been quoted from Keanu on Esquire. He says, "We did a whole take of a marriage ceremony with real priests. Winona says we are, Coppola says we are, so I guess we're married under the eyes of God." And he says, this is also what he's been said to Entertainment Weekly. He said, "We actually got married in Dracula." This is what Winona Ryder said when she and Reeves were doing press for the 2018 movie Destination Wedding. "No, I swear to God, I think we're married in real life. In that scene, Francis used a real Romanian priest. We shot the master, and he did the whole thing. So I think we're married." Is that actually kind of weird that you actually got a real priest to do a fake wedding? And it's kind of like, yeah, I've been married to somebody for 30 years and I haven't even revealed it.
Well, you know, if you're going to do a sham wedding, got to do it right.
Yeah, you got to do it on a big screen budget, ain't you? I'll tell you what, I bet Winola's at the time of her life. She's been married to Keanu Reeves for the last 30 years.
It's probably the best marriage. Keanu stayed out of trouble all that time. So.
Oh, bless him. There is one bit of news. This is actually quite... let me just find it first. Where is it? Oh, here we go. I actually saw this week. It's actually from one of my favourite ladies in England, Michelle Humes. She actually put on Insta this week. I actually got it here. She got this from one of her daughters, I think. I'm just trying to see which one it is. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it might be, judging by the handwriting and how neat it is, I'm going to say it's her eldest. She's put a note. She's basically, the moral of the story is she's asking for a pet, so she's gone, "Mummy, I love you as much as you think I do. I wake up in the morning and I think about you. I think about you when I go to bed. I love you so much. I know I'm the favourite child." Definitely got Michelle's sense of humour there. "We have loads of fun. Hold on. Fun together. I love you more than I think more. Oh yeah, more than Valentina, her sister, does." Oh. Just trying to remember. That's it. We are all annoying. We are all annoying to each other, but we love each other. I love you and Daddy the same every day. I look like that. I look like Daddy, but I look like you more. If we get a pet of my very own, I will love you even more, but I don't know if there is any more space in my heart left, because I am so kind and I love people equally. Love you, love Aaliyah. Oh, you know she wants a pet, don't you? Know for a fact she wants a pet, bless her.
No, never.
Actually, do you know what? Michelle's actually captioned the post. "I think someone wants a pet." Unfortunately, I think Michelle's daughter has not quite grasped the concept of, if you want a pet, you're going to have to sort it out. You're going to have to feed it. You're going to have to walk it, depending on what that pet is, obviously. But you can't blame the kid for trying, can you?
No, that was a great way to try. Like, honestly.
Yep. I guess that says actually a lot about Michelle and Marvin as actual parents, considering she wrote a note which so lovely, but also so sneaky at the same time. Fraser, here's a question.
Look at the amount of shade that's in that, though. I love you more than my sister. I don't know if I could love you more, but if we got a pet, maybe.
Fraser, has Helena and Lucian ever said anything like that?
Lucian doesn't really talk. Like, he says a few words here and there. He mostly makes like sounds. Helena has basically been like that before too. I lose my bed a lot because my daughter tends to want to sleep in there. So,
ooh, I don't think that's love. I don't think that's love, Fraser.
So, but when she's little, we
Michael,
were like
can I throw you out of bed? Well, sure, honey.
Like, basically back in the day, she'd get off the bus after kindergarten and all that and daycare, and she'd always run to me and hug me and everything. Every single time, even if she was walking with her mom, she would see me and just take off running to me.
Yep. Oh, bless. I'll tell you what, mate. If I'd have ever written that for my mum and dad, do you think I would have got a pet?
Nope.
Actually, I know what would have been said. I would have said, "You bloody not." You would have been, "You bloody not," followed by, "Well, if you want a pet, you're going to have to look after it. You're going to have to walk it." We always wanted a dog. So it'd be like, you have to walk it, you have to look after it, you have to scoop up its poo. And it was like, no thanks. So yeah, that's basically how everything went down in my household.
It wouldn't have worked with my dad. My dad wouldn't have budged on anything. He's one of those guys you couldn't negotiate with him for anything. I had to go.
Oh yeah, mine was like that. Mine still is like that. Oh God. Oh, I want to talk about a lot more, but I just want this over and done with. So Nathan.
We done?
We're done.
Oh boy.
My funeral is awaiting everyone, ladies and gentlemen. So I would just like to sign a disclaimer before he goes on and says everything. If I don't know I generally do not know what's on this quiz. I've had 2 questions as a taster before we started this. But aside from that, I generally do not know what's on this. And if I'm being truthful, I'm absolutely shitting myself.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally, not figuratively, not literally, because I'd be in the toilet for like an hour as a true man would.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dean does a lot for each and every one of you here on Final Cut Presents the Director's Cut Podcast and Body Slams the Dropkick. He does a lot for you. However, there is one aspect that he always asks any of his guests that we are fortunate enough to have, and that is the quiz. Now, we know the quiz. We know him one well. However, Fraser brought up a good point last week, and that is, how come Dean never gets any of the hard questions?
Hey, hold on a minute. I'll have you know on my quizzes, I even asked them myself, like, hold on a minute. Like when you say, it's not so much snog, marry, avoid, but who would you call, who would you text, who would you ignore, and who would you block? I've done that, and I haven't exactly made them easy.
Yeah.
It's just I know who I would call back. I know who I would text. I know who I would ignore. And in certain cases, Adam Sandler, I know who I would block.
Again, but Fraser asked the question, how come Dean never gets any of the hard questions? So this quiz was made specifically for Dean, just as a thank you to him and all of the people that we have had the chance to interview over the next little while, anything like that. So I want to explain the rules of the quiz. He must answer every question. Michael Fraser is his happy, helpy lifeline here. If Dean has any sort of question as to who anybody is or anything like that, he can ask Michael Fraser. However, in the spirit of the season, if he wants to ask Michael Fraser, he must do so in the form of a holiday tune of his choice.
I'll give you an example, like, Mr. Fraser, please help me now. Fa la 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 la.
Yep. And if Michael Fraser deems that worthy, he will be more than happy to help. Fraser can also heckle any of Dean's choices.
Oh, hold on a minute. Yes, producer. Have I got... the boys have asked you for a Christmas hat. Is there one? Oh, what the hell?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
We love you, producer.
So the producer has come. She has blessed us with a gift, and that gift
Kidnap me with a bag this big.
that,
What am I? The things I do for this podcast.
it's a Christmas miracle.
Wait, maybe if I got some tinsel.
Oh
every
God.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Can someone just ring my bell now, please?
Christine's thinking cap.
A Christmas tag on my Happy Christmas.
Hold on.
No. That is going.
Oh.
Why are you decorating my hat like it's your hair?
Well, she just knows that you need to be ready for the quiz. So this quiz, ladies and gentlemen, was made specifically for Dean to make Dean's life wonderful. The producer is so happy. She has screened the quiz. She's approved it for his consumption. Thank you so much, producer, for doing that. And
Hold on, let me just.
Dean, I don't know if I don't know how happy you are, but I'm so happy right now to see this.
I'd be happy if a producer could actually get.
Just stay like that. That'd be better.
Oh my God!
All right, so while the producer is
While
getting
the
the
producer's
left,
gone, let's get on with it.
the rest of the stuff for the hat, we're going to start this lovely quiz. This is the
There we
quiz
go.
specifically for
Not
Dean.
really a hat.
I'll come back in a minute to finish it.
Can we just get on with it before she finishes it?
Sure thing. Of
I'm
course,
more worried about her than my actual.
she can finish it by the end of like question 2. This is fun. So the first question we have for you, Dean, is who is your favorite, Batman or Joker? Batman. All right. Question 2, F1 or NBA?
I do like NBA because basketballers actually have to put a lot more effort in than, say, your average footballer. But I have a lot more respect for F1 simply because you go in at speeds that could kill you. And there's always a lot more danger involved than there is on a basketball court. So I will say F1.
All righty. Next up, Call of Duty or Tom Clancy?
Oh, I'm going to say Call of Duty simply because all you need to do is Ubisoft to cock everything up and then all the games go to shit like they've done with a lot of them.
Okay. Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill?
Ooh. See, I don't even know if I have an answer, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to give my reasoning why.
Yeah, you can absolutely give the reasoning why.
Right, I'll give you reasoning why. I'm going to say Mark Hamill. Right, absolutely love Kevin Conroy. Love him I still think he's the best Batman, any sort of Batman that there is. However, Mark Hamill has we've actually had a reply from Mark Hamill's agent, and he has actually, and she has, I think it's, I can't remember if it's he or she, but they have actually said that Mark isn't doing press, but will do. We've got so far to the point with Kevin Conroy that we've actually had to have Nathan message in a Mark Hamill style Joker voice just to try and get his attention.
Oh, Batsy.
Yeah, literally, and we've not heard anything. So, for that regard, Mark Hamill.
You know what? That's completely fair. Next up, Margot Robbie or Tara Strong.
Oh, well, considering considering our producer thinks Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is the best of all time, which she's not. Tara Strong, definitely.
Tara Strong, definitely. Okay. Next up, you have a choice of 4. Please choose one. Right. Scott Menville,
who?
Carrie Payton, Greg Sipes, or Hynden Welsh.
Right, for the uneducated man, which I am, who the hell are those 3?
Well, you can ask your happy, healthy Lifeline Fraser for that.
Oh, my God. Hold on, say the names again.
Okay, Scott Menville.
Yep.
Carrie Payton.
Carrie Payton.
Yep.
Right.
Greg Sipes or Hynden Welsh.
Right, no idea who they are. So Michael Fraser, help me, please. Fa la 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 la.
Gary Payton voiced Cyborg in Teen Titans.
Right.
He was Aqualad in Young Justice.
Mm-hmm.
He was also King Ezekiel in The Walking Dead.
Right.
All right. What
And
about
what was
the
the
other
other
three?
name?
Do you know who they are?
What was the other two names?
So you've got three other names: Scott Menville, Greg Sipes, and Hynden Welsh. Do you know who any of those guys are?
Well, considering one's actually voiced Cyborg in Teen Titans, I'm going to assume that they've all done DC animation.
Yes, Scott Menville is Robin in Teen Titans. Greg Sipes is Beast Boy in Teen Titans, and Hynden Welsh is Starfire in Teen Titans.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying Scott Mendel. I was just like,
Mendel.
Scott Mendel.
No,
okay,
no relation to Howie Mandel.
Yeah,
okay, I misheard you on that.
That's fine. So basically,
So which voice actor of Teen Titans is my favorite?
Yep. Out of those four,
I have actually seen a bit of Teen Titans, so I'm actually going to say which one was it that voiced Robin again?
Scott Menville.
Scott Menville.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And for the uneducated, there's a reason why I didn't put Tara Strong in that list. It would have been too easy.
It would have been.
So next up is Scott Eastwood or Richard Madden. However, keep in mind, if you choose Scott Eastwood, you also get Clint.
They get what?
So if you choose Scott Eastwood, you get Clint Eastwood as well.
Right, okay.
And Richard Madden, you get nothing other than Richard Madden. Just to sweeten up the deal, because we know your answer to Scott Eastwood or Richard Madden.
Oh, God. Oh. The thing is, I don't have a problem with either of them, but considering the breaker was, if I say Scott Eastwood, I get Clint Eastwood as well, and Clint Eastwood is more of a legend than either of them two will be, I'll say Scott Eastwood.
Okay. So, producer, if you're listening to this, let it be known he chose Scott Eastwood.
But only because I got Clint Eastwood in the bargain as well.
Alrighty, Hotel Transylvania or Hubie Halloween?
Hotel Transylvania. I have actually watched that, and I do actually like it.
So you like an Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, but I didn't watch it for him. I watched it for Selena Gomez. I'm a Selena Gomez fan. Come on, Nathan. You're dealing with me. I have more than one way to watch something.
All right. So next up, the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
right?
Or the DC Animated Universe.
DC Animated.
That was quick,
mate. No offense, but it would have to take. No matter. I love both franchises, but I grew up on the DC Animated Universe. Can you honestly name me one bad thing about DC Animated Universe? Can you genuinely name me one thing?
Yeah. Yes, I can. But
not so much Teen Titans Go.
Wait,
all
right. Now we're being
particular. Let me rephrase that. As far as Batman franchises go, has there ever been a bad one aside from Batman?
Well, I mean, technically, Robin is part of Batman and Teen Titans, so I can still say Teen Titans Go.
Harley Quinn's movie wasn't great. Like the animated one, the ending could have been a lot better. I didn't like how they had class.
This is the problem with live action.
Paris France.
Yeah, exactly. This is the problem with live action. It does, like Nathan has said previously, it doesn't get the recognition it deserves. As far as everybody knows, like my lady has actually, I'm a producer actually, because she's actually done this point for me. She's actually listened to Mark Hamill. She didn't pay any attention. She watched Heath Ledger. She thinks he's the best. She's wrong, but she is allowed to think it. Hold on. Is that better?
Next up, you can choose the team of Undertaker and Bill Goldberg.
Oh, God.
Or the team of Shawn Michaels and Nick Aldis.
Right, so I get Heaven and Hell. And who was on the other team? Nick Aldis and
Shawn Michaels.
Forgive me, Taker, but I'm going to say Shawn Michaels and Nick Aldis.
We found a limit to your Taker loyalties.
Yeah, no offense, but Bill Goldberg cannot wrestle his way out of a paper bag. He can't even spear himself out of a paper bag.
Oh my!
Mark Calloway's going to come on this podcast at some point. And he's just going to shun
you can say that, and I will happily say, "Forgive me, Taker."
Yeah. Well,
My
when
soul
we
will
get
be
Mark
condemned
Calloway
forever.
on this podcast now, producer, you can. And did you notice how quick it was too?
Yeah, it's Bill Goldberg. No offense, but he ended Bret Hart's career. He doesn't deserve to have anything.
Okie dokie. Now you've alluded to this already on this podcast, which I'm shocked about. So this one's actually going to be easy for you. So of course we're going to throw a couple of hitches into this. You can have John Cena as directed by Christopher Nolan, or you can have Dave Bautista as directed by Joel Schumacher.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, but no offense, but I don't even think Nolan's going to make Cena that good. Nothing Chris Nolan could ever do would make John Cena that great. But at the same, but then again, Joel Schumacher, before everyone knew him as the shitter on the Batman franchise, actually did a lot of decent movies before then. I mean, Lost Boys is literally 80s royalty. So,
can you imagine if he did Batman and Robin, the tone of Lost Boys, how amazing that would have been?
That would have actually been fucking mega. So, only because I have a little bit of respect for the work he did before. Excuse me, for the work he did before that. I mean, Flatliners in the 80s was absolute mint. So, on those two reasons alone, I'm going to say Dave Bautista and Joel Schumacher.
Oh man! So,
but just remember, I'm only saying this because he actually did good movies before Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Oh, you're going against Chris Nolan, man.
I know it pains me, but no director in their right mind could make John Cena actually likable and talented.
Alrighty. Next up, just to soften the mood a little bit, you can have Ana de Armas.
Ooh.
Lashana Lynch.
Oh my God! Don't put the bomb girls again.
Leia Sado.
Yeah.
Or Mel Appleton.
Oh. Now you see,
keep in mind, one of them listens to
me
this
and my
podcast.
lady have an understanding. Me and my lady have an understanding. So the way she's absolutely decorated me into an elf hat from a Santa sack is just ridiculous. So I'm going to make this a two-part answer. I do love my fiance. I do love her. I will say Mel Appleton. However, in a dream world where I'm a bachelor, single, I would actually have Ana de Armas.
Oh, you answered that wrong, Dean.
You went against Mel.
I did actually choose her, so I didn't.
We all would have chose Mel without hesitation every single time.
Oh man!
If I did say I would, but if I was a bachelor and I was single, I would choose Ana de Armas.
Even in the Bachelor universe, you should be choosing Mel. So,
oh man, you're gonna get it once you use this podcast. Oh,
it's all right. I do love you, really, darling. You know I love you.
Already,
this is the amount of trust that we have in our relationship.
Already, you can have Dame Judi Dench.
Ooh.
Meryl Streep.
Stop bringing the dames out. God,
or Maggie Smith.
Dames?
Dame Judi Dench, Meryl Streep, or Maggie Smith?
Is this to start with or just in general?
Oh, just in general.
If I go Meryl Streep, I'm just like everybody else. Literally, I'm not joking. Everyone, all our two people in the quiz have actually chosen her. So I'm going to break with tradition and have Dame Judi Dench.
Ooh, he goes against.
If you would have said Dame Helen Mirren, that would have actually been better. So you missed a trick there, mate.
Oh, don't you worry about a thing. I'll get
to I'm not.
Eventually. So you have a choice. You could choose Zack Snyder with the power to recast anyone you want.
Right.
Or Chris Nolan, but you must have Christian Bale as Batman and Heath Ledger as Joker.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Is this question pure porn torture? Because that's what it is.
Oh, the shaky cam.
Jesus. I genuinely love Chris Nolan. I'm not gonna deny it. I love his movies. I'm such a huge fan. But the thing is, Christian Bale is not the best Batman in the world. It's just not. So what was it? Zack Snyder and the power to recast
anyone you want.
Saying that, I have always said that said person would better. So I'll say Zack Snyder with the option to recast anyone I wanted. I know I'm going against Nolan, but you back me into a corner, mate.
Oh, don't you worry. There's going to be way more of those.
Oh, I know.
Adriana Lima.
Oh.
Alessandra Ambrosio.
You bastards.
Or Mel Appleton.
Oh, my God. Why, boys? You can't keep bringing my fiance into this. It's not fair.
Technically, when you have had to ask your...
Yes, but I haven't actually said to the other person... I haven't actually said to the person I'm asking, by the way, you can have your other half or you can have two goddesses from Brazil.
Well, exactly. You can have your other half or you can have two goddesses from Brazil. I don't see what the problem is, man.
Oh, I haven't, since there's no problem. Me, personally, like, again, I'll do it again, because this is how good I am. As a single bachelor, I would take Adriana Lima. However, since I am the loyal, I have a lot of hustle, loyalty, and respect about me, I will say my lady.
He has to go with the John Cena reference. Man.
John Cena I have to say one thing that I can at least make some positivity out of. He's not exactly renowned for anything else, is he?
Alrighty, so you can have the team of Ben Affleck and Reno Romano, or the team of Susan Eisenberg and Gal Gadot.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Do you know what? Eisenberg and Gadot. Screw it.
Really? You are going against the Batman.
Yeah. You see, at least I would be going with two goddesses who are absolutely lovely, whereas the other two would, they'd leave me to rot. They would cast me out if I didn't follow their rules. Not to mention the other things that said Batman have done in their time. And let's not forget Reno Romano dismissed Barbara Gordon for a full season as well.
It's true, he did. Next up is Ringu, or The Ring. Keep in mind, if you choose Ringu, you agree to live stream your reactions to watching the full movie on YouTube.
Fucking hell!
And choosing The Ring saves your soul, but it also shows the fans there are limits to your horror movie abilities.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, I wouldn't be saving my soul. I'd be tarnishing it if I watched that American remake. Do you know what? I've always said I couldn't watch it because it would give me nightmares. Right. If I may quote Vincent Kennedy McMahon, in the interest of fairness, hold on a minute. How do we know if we can even live stream it?
Oh, we're not going to live stream the movie, just your reactions to it.
Oh, Ivan, Ringu.
Oh! He's doing it!
I will do it. I generally will watch it. Anything to save me from the torture that American shit.
Oh my God. You've heard.
I'm officially going to die in 7 days now.
He's gonna do it.
I am gonna die.
You have to watch Ringu between now and Halloween, man. So.
But next year.
Yeah, between now and October 2022, you got time.
I've got time to see if my balls are bigger than Kenny Omega's. Then.
Yep. You can see if you actually have balls. Yes. Alrighty.
Japanese horror, your balls have to be bigger than a boulder.
Alrighty. Next up, you can choose between Scarlett Johansson, Zoe Saldana, or Mel Appleton.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Same answer in a dream world, Scarlett Johansson, but in this life, I will choose my fiance.
Alrighty. Next up, Commissioner Jim Gordon or Commissioner Jim Gordon. Anyone you want?
Which one? Anyone?
Yeah, anyone. Or J. Jonah Jameson. Keep in mind, whoever you don't choose must leave their respective universe and take any offspring with them.
So if I choose Jim Gordon, he's got to leave the DC universe.
No, if you choose Jim Gordon, J. Jonah Jameson leaves the MCU and takes his son, the astronaut, with him.
Oh, in that case, Jim Gordon.
So he's basically screwing over Spider-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
In order to save Jim Gordon. Fraser, wasn't it discussed on this podcast before we go too far? J. Jonah Jameson is pretty well the moral center to Spider-Man.
Yep.
He's the one keeping
They're
him on
also siblings.
He's the one keeping him on the straight and narrow.
Yep, he's keeping Peter out of trouble, and even though them playing off each other is just magic as a duo.
You see, this is going straight into my strategy because I think about what ifs a lot. But to be fair, there'd be no Commissioner Gordon, would there? If there was no Commissioner Gordon, there'd be no shining light for Batman, would there?
If there were no Commissioner Gordon, though, Batman would still be helping Gotham.
He would, but he would never hear from Bruce saying, "Oh, what was that? What was that line in Dark Knight Rises?"
Choose me over Jonah, Bruce.
No, it wasn't that. I can't remember what the line was, but he basically comforted an 8-year-old Bruce. And as far as 8-year-olds go when the parents are murdered, they just think everyone's evil. But when you have someone who actually is there for you, it actually means more than you might actually imagine. And then it turns out that from that day, Bruce actually saw him as more than an ally. So there you go.
And, he also became Batman for a while, Jim Gordon.
There you go, then. So without Jim Gordon, we wouldn't even have a Batman in every sense of the word.
But then we wouldn't have Mayor J. Jonah Jameson. We wouldn't have when Aunt May marries his dad and Peter him basically.
Yeah, but that's all in comics, mate. I'm on about movies. No offense, but the MCU has survived this long without J. Jonah Jameson.
Don't you ever say that about me. The MCU wouldn't be a thing without me.
I think it was.
Alrighty. Next up, you can.
How many questions have I actually got?
Of round one, you've got 2 left. There are a grand total of 4 rounds. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
So there's 2 questions left out of round one. You can have Hans Zimmer with the Justin Bieber and Michael Fraser Kazoo Experience.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Or John Williams with the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Bloody hell. So basically, you want Hans Zimmer to actually try and do something with 2 untrained chimpanzees.
Whoa. Fraser? I'm sure the Michael Fraser Kazoo Experience has more than 1 trained chimpanzee in it.
No offense, but I love you, Fraser, but not enough to let you anywhere near Hans Zimmer. So John Williams.
Oh,
Nathan, you can bring back the forbidden questions now.
Okay. All right, we're going to start off the forbidden questions with a promo battle. You can choose the team of CM Punk and MJF under the strict direction of Vince McMahon, or Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman and Drew McIntyre under the direction of Tony Khan.
Reigns, Heyman, McIntyre under Tony Khan.
Really?
You do know that Vince would absolutely ruin MJF, and he would. No offense, but he's already ruined Punk as it is.
So, here's the thing. I don't think Punk and MJF would follow the direction of Vince McMahon.
They try, but ultimately they would have to do it.
So,
that's the thing, though. Tony Khan just lets them go at it.
Yep.
That's why I chose Tony Khan, because he's easier to work with.
Alrighty, that's the end of round one. How you feeling?
Oh, God, I've got another 3 rounds of this shit. Can someone end my torture right now?
Isn't it fun? Alrighty, so round 2. Dean, you are the head of a major film studio.
Right, I have these all the time.
Yep, you have infinite income at your disposal.
Ooh.
All right, your casting agents have come to you with a dispute. They have hired 4 people for lead parts, but only 3 are available. And they trust you to make the difficult decision to fire one of them.
But only 3 are available.
Yeah, so you've got, so let's say they've hired 4 actors or actresses for lead parts. Right. They only have 3 parts.
Right.
So they trust you to make the difficult decision to fire one of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Keep in mind, the person you fire out of the quartet must be fired with your acid tongue, and thus will never want to work with you again.
The other half of Hollywood, to be honest.
The other 3 will love you to death. Okay, a couple of rules before we get into the start of things. You cannot direct your casting agents to try to recast the part.
Right.
You cannot write additional parts.
It's just literally, I've got to get rid of 1 out of 4 of them.
Yep, you cannot fire more or less than 1 individual. Your studio is so advanced that they may bring any actor or actress back to the prime of their life for this movie, and you may not quit your job. Okay.
I can't quit under protest. All right then.
So, meet the first quartet of eligible actors and actresses. We've got Dame Judi Dench, Maggie Smith, Meryl Streep, or Helen Mirren.
Dame Maggie Smith.
You're firing Maggie Smith.
I am.
Oh my God! Why?
But I will say, I am sorry, Dame Maggie. It was a tough choice.
Why are you firing Maggie Smith?
You want me to fire Dame Helen Mirren? Are you mad?
Alrighty. Next up, we have Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my God.
Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Hemsworth.
Oh no! Who was it? Oh, I'm not getting rid of Chris Hemsworth. I can't get rid of Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, so you're down to Jackman, Reynolds, or Downey Jr.
No, I wouldn't get rid of Robert Downey Jr. Are you kidding?
Okay, so you're down to Wolverine or Deadpool.
Do I get rid of Wolverine or Deadpool?
Who are you getting rid of? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if I fire Reynolds, we could start a fake feud, so I'll say Reynolds.
Oh, man, it's going to be a real feud. Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's all right. I'll phone Blake up afterwards and just say, I'm sorry, I was pressured into it. I had no choice.
He's firing Reynolds. Oh, my God. Okay.
You having me fire Jackman?
Oh, alrighty. Next up, Kevin Conroy.
Right.
Mark Hamill. Clancy Brown.
Eisenberg.
Nope. Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Clancy Brown, or George Newbern.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to have to be George Newbern.
That's actually a good choice.
I can't get rid of, honestly, Clancy Brown's the best Lex Luthor. They're all at the top of the prime. They're all at the top of their class of who they play, except for George Newbern.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now that you've had your nice season,
can I please take this stupid Santa sack off?
You're wear for the whole thing.
You're feeling good. You're feeling good. Okay. Next up, we got Michelle Williams.
Oh.
Anna Kendrick.
Oh my God.
Emily Blunt.
Oh no.
Or Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh God. You see, why does the producer never think of things like this?
The producer helped me with this question.
Hold on, Michelle Williams, Emily Blunt,
Anna Kendrick, Jennifer Lawrence.
I love these actresses so much. Oh, I generally do. Do you know what? This is actually the hardest question out of all of them. I can't find Michelle Williams because she's just too lovely. I can't find any of them because they're just too lovely.
Well, that's not an option, buddy.
Oh God. Do I fire Jennifer Lawrence or do I fire Emily Blunt? Oh. I'm going to say, I apologize so much to Emily Blunt for doing this, but Emily Blunt
is fired.
I'm so sorry.
She is fired. She is gone. Oh, Fraser, this is so much fun.
It's fun for you two. It's bloody not for me. It's torture.
Alrighty, next up, we've got Chris Evans. So Christian Bale.
Right, so we've got America's
Tom Hardy.
Oh my God.
Or John Krasinski.
Hold on. Bale, Krasinski.
Bale, Krasinski, Tom Hardy, Chris Evans.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get rid of America's ass.
Oh my god.
You do know about... Yeah, but Tom Hardy can play anybody. Christian Bale can play anybody. What's Chris Evans known for? Oh, yes, Captain America. The one thing he's known for. And Chris, I am sorry if you're hearing this, but they backed me into a corner, so I'm sorry.
Alrighty. Christopher Daniel Barnes.
My favorite Spider-Man.
Tom Holland.
Right.
Josh Keaton.
I do like Josh Keaton.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Sorry, Neil Patrick Harris. On the verge that, on the reasoning that I've never actually listened to his Spider-Man, but I have listened to the other three, so I'll say Neil Patrick Harris on that point.
Okay, this is probably the most torturous question we have. This is the last question, round 2. Bruce Campbell,
Right.
Kate Bosworth, Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider.
Fuck's sake.
You can only fire one, and the other 3 will love you forever.
Can't I fire all 4 of them?
No. You've got to fire one. You get to keep.
You know what? I really should say Bruce Campbell because of the amount of joy Fraser's getting out of this, but I would actually choose Bruce Campbell over all of those 3.
So you're firing Bruce?
No, I'm not firing Bruce. I'm keeping.
Okay,
Bruce
so you're saving Bruce.
Kate Bosworth, Adam Sandler, and
Rob Schneider.
Oh please, Rob Schneider's fucking going out the door.
Oh,
I'm sorry. All everybody remembers him for is Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
Oh man. So Fraser, I want this on record, man. He's hiring both Adam Sandler and Kate Bosworth.
There is, in fairness, Fraser, there is only one person I detest more than them 2, and that's Rob Schneider.
Yep, but you still chose Bruce.
Yeah, to be fair, I do actually like Bruce over those 3.
Alrighty, so that's the end of round 2. How you feeling?
Do you know what? I think you've actually nailed it on the head when you gave me the 4 actresses. That was actually the best one. So I'm betting that the next 2 rounds are literally on that level.
This one. Don't worry. This one's nice and easy. This is round 3. Other employment.
I'll be the judge of that, Sonny Jim.
Yeah. So, having yourself gone mad with power, you've been ousted from your position as head of a studio. I mean, Did you see the talent level of actors and actresses you just fired?
Yeah,
that's harsh. That's really sad. But you won't let that stop you from being in the acting world. So, for each of these careers, please select the employer you'd most like to work for. It's nice and easy. As head of public relations, you can work for Tommy Wiseau, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Mel Gibson, Ed Wood, Justin Bieber, or Donald Trump.
Hold on, who was after Vince McMahon?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
You're choosing Mel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm choosing a Mel.
Alrighty. Next up, as an acting coach, you can be an acting coach for Bill Goldberg, Adam Sandler,
fuck's sake,
Kate Bosworth,
Jesus,
or Rob Schneider.
I'm actually going to say Bill Goldberg because at least I can say I tried.
Hey, Fraser, he chose Goldberg for something.
Wow.
Not that Fraser would choose him for anything.
I know. So this is next up as head of fan relations.
Fan relations, right.
Okay, Spider-Man. Note this position would be retroactive to the day that One More Day released. Star Wars, retroactive to the day Episode 7 released. My Little Pony, or Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hedgehog.
You're choosing Sonic. That was actually my choice too, because he's actually at a all-time high. That's the end of round 3. That wasn't too bad, right?
That was a bit too quick.
Yep. Wasn't too bad. Round 4, we've got Dean's tell-all book, okay? So this is at the end of your career. Having worked in every facet of film, you've decided to release a tell-all book, speaking candidly on your life. A major selling point of the book is who Dean Connolly would refuse to work with under any circumstance. So please select 10 to 20 actors, actresses, and directors that you cannot
I would
see
refuse
yourself
to
working
work with.
Yep.
Bloody hell. Right,
that's why round 3 was there. They give you a nice palette.
Bosworth, Sandler, Schneider, Bruce Campbell,
Rob Schneider, Bruce Campbell,
Bosworth, Schneider, Sandler, sorry.
Yep, you've got Bosworth, Sandler, Schneider, Campbell.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. That's actually that is a very, very good choice.
John Cena.
LeBron James and John Cena goes on the list. Okay.
I don't think who else there is. Oh, I do like Cillian Murphy. Can I just go far as to say the entire cast of Dead or Alive?
Okay, you can, but it only counts as one.
Actually, tell a lie. I don't want to watch Work with Holly Lance. Jamie Presley.
Jamie Presley.
Yep. By the way, a lot of these I wouldn't work with, but some I still would. So I'm just think. Elijah Wood.
Really?
Mm.
Wow. Why Elijah Wood?
Just never. No offense, but have you actually seen Green Street?
Nope.
Right, Green Street is a movie about a American whose sister is married to a guy who used to be part of the West Ham hooligan movement, and basically he leads Elijah Burke into it. And basically, Elijah Wood does not belong in that movie. And it's like, yeah, I know you're trying to do this, that, and the other, but the only thing he was good for was Lord of the Rings, and that was it. No other movie aside from there was Robert Rodriguez one in the 90s. He did. I can't remember what the name. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Alien movie that he was in, the Faculty or the Faculty.
That's it. Yeah. So aside from The Faculty and Lord of the Rings, he's only made those two decent movies. The rest of the time, I have not really been bothered about anything he's been in.
The LOTR community is going to have you for this, Dean.
Bite me is what I say. I generally don't give a shit. Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn, okay.
Reason being, he has only played one decent character in his entire career. He is not the man who you think would overthrow Peter Cushing or Darth Vader. But I've just never rated him as an actor. Even in Ready Player One, the only bad thing about that movie was him. What else is there? I'm trying to think what else there is. There were, anybody who was involved in the making of Project X.
Okay.
Reason being, I'm not afraid to say this. Reason being, it is the only movie in my entire movie life I have ever walked out of. It was basically trying to be American Pie. It tried to be American Pie, but it was absolutely uncomfortable as fuck, and it was just the worst movie, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And no offense, but it takes a lot for me to walk out of a movie theater. But that day, I did.
Someone actually tried recreating that. They tried throwing a party once. I think it was in Ontario, and they told a bunch of people, and too many people showed up at I think a mansion was under construction. The party sucked.
Anybody who worked on, as far as direction goes, anybody who worked on Game of Thrones season 8, they could have done that so much more brilliantly. But the fact of the matter is, it's regarded as one of the worst seasons of Game of Thrones for a reason. Oh yes, everyone who thought that 2015's Fantastic Four was a great idea.
So cast and crew of 2015 Fantastic
Mainly
Four?
everyone who thought it was a good idea. Not so much Kate. I do like Kate Mara, I will be honest. Oh yes, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill?
Not a fan of his work. Not one movie have I actually looked at him and thought, yeah, he belongs there. No offense, but his sister has more talent than he does.
Wait, so does that include, like, so in the cast of the films Jonah Hill's been in, that means you lose Hemsworth technically, wasn't he? Oh no, I think it's Channing Tatum for 21 Jump Street. Of course, Hemsworth from that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, Channing Tatum, I do like Channing Tatum's work because I do love Magic Mike. I'm just trying to. Oh yes, Mariah Carey, great singer, shit actress. Gentlemen, you cannot argue with me. You cannot argue with me. Her movie career sunk even more than my so-called singing career, which I will never have. How many is that, Nate?
That is 15.
Oh, good. 5 more. Oh.
You know, you don't have to choose 5 more. It's a 10 to 20.
No, it's fine. I see.
You're running the gambit here.
Everyone at Disney who thought it was a good idea to fire James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn's firers.
Yeah, James Gunn's firers. Lots of hypocrites in that room, gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, it's Disney. What do you expect?
There you go, then. Oh yeah, everyone at HBO Max who thought it was a good idea to launch a new app. Who thought it was a good app? I'm going to try and word this because I'm having a bit of trouble with it. The best-selling decision as far as England goes, when they relaunched it, and I have mentioned this a few times, when they redid their deal with Sky in 2019, not once did somebody with a brain think, I know, everyone's launching all their new streaming services. Maybe we should put a clause in the contract saying we can cancel it at a moment's notice. Well, no, I've got to wait another 4 fucking years for it. Something to be said about ingenious and ingenuity there, gentlemen. Who else? Now, do I condemn Richard Madden for stealing my fiance's heart or not?
You can. It's your list, man.
Can I condone? I'll tell you what. I condone the producer for having no decent taste in movies and no decent taste in, say, a Batman or a Joker.
And you're putting the producer on this list?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I don't agree with. We do agree on a lot of things, but it's just the Batman and Joker choices. I just can't grasp because she has actually heard Mark Hamill. Particularly when she went to me one day and went, I've never heard Mark Hamill's voice. I went, yes, she did. I was just watching Mark Hamill a couple of weeks ago. So you have heard him. So, producer, I am sorry. It's just how it is. No doubt if you did it, there'd probably be some things that I have probably said that has annoyed her as well.
You've got two
more
names left.
Can I say Michael Fraser?
Sure. Why not?
Michael Fraser.
Yes.
Michael Fraser, the man who, let's just see. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what opinion that has really ticked me off the most. Hold on.
The one opinion? You mean my several opinions?
To be fair, a lot of your opinions do actually have a lot of merit, mate. Actually, I can't think of any at the minute, so I will scrub Michael Fraser.
Okay. One left.
See, I can't say Kevin Feige because he's brought us the MCU and it is fucking brilliant. I'll say Michael Bay because all of his movies have lots of action but barely any story in them.
Okay. So I'm just going to read you off your list, see if you're happy with it, Dean.
All right.
You've got Kate Bosworth.
Yep, Sandler.
Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, Bruce Campbell, LeBron James, John Cena, the cast of Dead or Alive, Jamie Presley, Elijah Wood, Ben Mendelsohn, the cast of Project 8, anyone
Project
who
X.
directs Project X, okay? Any director of Game of Thrones in season 8.
Well, I would say more creative in season 8 because
Okay.
or whoever was behind the decision to make season 8 go like it did.
Okie dokie. You've got anyone who thought it was a good idea to make the 2015 Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Jonah Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah Carey.
Yep.
Whoever the executives were who fired James Gunn.
Yep.
HBO Max contract makers.
Mm-hmm.
The producer.
You see, I do want to say that, but I think it's a bit late now, so I'm going to die. By the way, if this is to be my last show, I will leave everything to Nathan Tasker.
Oh, thank you. Michael Fraser.
Well, actually, I did say I retract that because I couldn't think of anything that he'd done that annoyed me.
So you're taking Michael Fraser
Yeah,
off
I'm
the list?
retracting Michael Fraser, yeah.
Okay, you've got one spot left then.
Everybody,
Michael...
I'll tell you what, everybody who thought getting rid of the Snyderverse was a great idea.
Okie dokie, DC execs who didn't...
It'd be more like Warner Brothers execs, I think.
Got rid of Schneider. Okay. So, Michael Bay is the last one before you swapped out Fraser, saved Fraser. And you happy with the list?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Well, that is the end of the quiz.
I wonder how much tarnish my reputation's got after all that.
Oh, come on. It can't be that bad. Oh. How you feeling? You good? You happy?
Happy. Personally, yes. Professionally, I am shitting my pants. No wonder Fraser's been on not been on video because he's been secretly laughing at me. I think Nathan,
oh my god, he has!
He has! Nathan,
oh, come on, there's been some ones where Teen's like, oh, come on!
Actually, do you know what? I think Fraser should have his own.
I had mine. I had the Spider-Man one. You realize how vicious comic book fans are? I would rather deal with fans than comic fans.
I've had comic book ones. I've had comic book questions, but the fact of the matter is, I don't give a shit if anybody agrees with my opinion or not. I do care about our loyal fan base. I will say that first.
If you want me to make one for Fraser, I can try. But that was a.
Well, we know what the answer. We know what the answers would be anyway.
Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
Josh Keaton.
Kenny Omega is the best wrestler ever.
Yep.
MCU is the best set of movies. DC does the best animation. Yep. And Kevin Conroy is the best Batman. Mark Hamill is the best Joker. Yeah, I think that would be a bit of a waste of time, mate.
Yep.
It's fine. We'll get the producer to do a Christmas quiz. We'll get her.
I'll tell you what, Nathan, I've got it. Maybe we should do a quiz and ask Helena to ask Daddy.
Oh, yes. Let's do that.
That's made me so happy.
That'd be fun.
Oh.
That'd be fun. We should talk.
We should. Is there anything else, gentlemen? Or has
that's it from me, man. Congratulations, you made it through the quiz.
Well, I have. I'm going to do my socials now. So if anybody wants me, I will be on Instagram on Final Cut Official. I'm on Twitter on Final Cut Talk if you're interested. If you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I'm going to go and plead for mercy from the producer / my fiance.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me through www.kovaco.ca. If you want to commission me for voiceover projects through Kovaco, check them out. You can also find me at www.deathpixie.ca if you want to commission me for projects or anything like that. You can find me there. You can also find Michael Fraser with his wonderful daughter Helena, who I'm so excited at what Dean has just asked for, which is we're going to be making a holiday quiz, Helena, and we want you to read that to Daddy and get Daddy's answers for it. Is that okay with you?
They want you to come on the podcast and basically read out questions.
Yep, and read out the questions for your dad in front of your dad. Don't worry, we'll give your mom the questions.
I'm still here.
We'll give your mom the questions ahead of time. Your dad won't know the questions till he asks them.
I also tweeted out to promote Dean's quiz during his agony.
It's true. What is that Twitter account, my friend?
At 5-star wildcard.
But anyway, that's it for socials for me. But Fraser, if you want to go through your socials, by all means, man.
You can find me on Twitter at 5-star wildcard. You can find me on the Facebook page at Body Slams Dropkicks. You can find me at the Gokai Studios Facebook page on Facebook. And you can find me at the Final Cut Facebook page as well.
It is such a joy to have each and every one of you listen to us every week. We may have broken Dean, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back next week. This has been so much fun. I am so excited, and I'll ask you this before we go, Phrase. Is this everything you wanted it to be?
Yes, especially when the producer came in and put the bag on his head.
Oh man!
I thought she was gonna come with like a cutout of a Christmas hat, but she comes in with an actual bag.
No, she puts a bag. Oh, it was great. We have a lot of fun. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week, guys.